Breakfast, man. You gotta eat breakfast. When we were kids, they told us that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Then at some point, they changed it up on us. They started saying the research has come in and it shows that breakfast is actually inconsequential. But regardless of whether or not there's any physical benefits or health benefits to eating when you wake up, the benefit is the tone it sets for your entire day. Sometimes I skip breakfast. I either don't have time or I think I don't have time, so I skip it. But then the first thing I'm really doing when I wake up in the morning is driving to work. That's not good. You have to do something for yourself before you start driving to work. This morning, I made sure to eat breakfast. So I put some corn tortillas with oil in a pan. I smashed up some kidney beans with some seasoning, and I made crispy fried bean tacos. My daughter woke up and she was asking for some cheese, so I sliced up some aged Gouda and some aged cheddar, and we enjoyed that together. You don't know Gouda until you've tried aged Gouda, by the way. Gouda is kind of a bland cheese if you just buy the normal kind, but if you let it sit for 5 or 6 years, it's a whole different story. I highly recommend getting into aged cheese if you've never tried it. Anyways, I had the bean tacos, some good cheese, and a cup of black coffee. It was a nice morning. Finally, it's starting to get warm out for the summer. So I was just sitting there in my dining room with the sun shining on me. The windows are open, letting fresh air in, enjoying my breakfast. And when I finished the last sip of coffee, I was ready to go, man. It was a little bit of peace before you get started for the day, before I had to drive into work. And when I did have to get in my car and drive in, I was in a great mood. I was ready to go. I used to skip breakfast for years. I'm not big on eggs, and I felt like the only easy thing to make in the mornings during the week was eggs. So I skipped it. You can make pancakes pretty quick, but that's not healthy. At that point, you're probably better off not eating. If you're going to get into breakfast, don't go sweet. Save the French toast and pancakes for the weekend with your kids as a treat. If you want a good breakfast you can work off of, go with something more savory. Like I said, I used to not know what to make, but now I have a good list of options that I want to share with you. Here's some simple stuff that you can make in the morning that gets you started right. The bean tacos is a good one. Just beans, maybe some cheese, seasoning, and a corn tortilla. Fry it in oil on the pan until it's crispy. Grilled tomatoes. If you've never tried this, you have to do it. Slice a tomato in half. Grill it skin side up until it's starting to char and get mushy. And then you eat that with some sausage or something. Sourdough bread. Lightly toast it. Pair it with some aged cheese on the side or fruit slices. That's an amazing, simple combo. Especially if you make the bread yourself. Sourdough is difficult. I tried to get into it. I had a starter going for a couple months, but it's a lot to maintain, and I could never have the outcome that I wanted with my bread. But the mornings when I would sit there and eat the bread that I attempted to make, it was delicious. Even though it didn't turn out that good, making something yourself is bonus points when it comes to this. Another thing is mushrooms. Cut them into corners. Fry them on a pan. You start with oil, and then when the pan goes dry, you add butter. Season them up a little bit, and you're in good shape. All right, now we're going to get a little bit crazy here. Sardines or canned herring on toast. Extra points if you get some high-quality toast, like I was talking about with the sourdough, or like just something a little bit more artisan, than like regular sandwich bread. And some people might be thinking this sounds gross, but if you go on to wildfishcannery.com, you can get amazing, high-quality salmon and tuna. Beautiful, big pieces of fish. We're not talking chicken of the sea here. That is top-tier premium stuff if you want a really good introduction into canned fish. That stuff's really expensive, so that's just to get you into it and then a treat every once in a while. But then after that, you can go into rainbowtomatogarden.com, and they have hundreds of different options for canned seafood, and you can get some great stuff. You have to shop online. You can't find good stuff in the supermarket. King Oscar is probably your best bet if you're going to buy it in the store, but you can find much better stuff online from all over the world. Spicy nuri sardines on toast. You just spread the sardines on the bread, you pour the spicy oil all over it. Super good for you. That's a great breakfast. Pan-fried onions. Literally just slice up a yellow onion, pan fry it with some oil, some herbs. I do a little bit of wine or balsamic vinegar. Add some crushed red pepper flakes for some spice. I find the longer you cook it, the better. And I just eat that. I eat a bowl of onions. You can do different meats. There's sausage. I'm not too into breakfast sausage myself, so I go either with chorizo or ham. If I have brats for dinner, I'll usually save a couple for the next day. I'll slice them up, refry them on the pan. Then there's eggs. Now, like I said, I'm not too much of an egg guy. If you are really into eggs, breakfast is an easy thing to come by. But even for the people like me that don't like scrambled eggs, sometimes I'll do soft boiled eggs. Or like a little more than soft, like a medium boil. So it's creamy, not just liquid yolk. And then you slice that in half and you put some sriracha on there or something, or some horseradish, or some chili crisp. Pair any of these options with some coffee or some tea in a sunny spot outside or in your house, and you have a great 15-minute break before you start your day. Just a moment to think about what you're going to do. One of the reasons people feel like they're just a wage slave, like they just live to work, is because they climb out of bed and head straight to work. They don't take any time to appreciate the morning that they just woke up to before getting into work mode. Another reason I used to skip breakfast was whenever I worked at a call center, I would wait until the last possible minute to wake up before I would be late for work, so I had no time to eat breakfast. I wasn't too hungry right when I woke up, so I thought it was fine to skip, but then right around 10 o'clock every day, I'd get hit with an intense hunger. I was so hungry it would hurt. It's just a bad way to be in the morning. Or if you skip a healthy breakfast at home and you end up hitting a drive-thru, that just weighs you down. Just make breakfast a part of your routine. Get some food that you look forward to eating. Like when you go to bed at night, you're like, man, I can't wait to wake up and eat my sourdough bread. If you have kids, it's a great chance to get them to sit down and eat before their day. My daughter and I were just sitting there eating aged cheese this morning while I had my coffee. She tasted my coffee. That teaches them that breakfast is more than just cereal or Eggo waffles. You can set them up with some good habits early. And just like how it's nice to take a break for you in the morning, it's nice for them as well. I mean, instead of just yanking them out of bed, forcing them to get dressed and brush their teeth as fast as possible, like, is that really what you want them to be waking up to every morning? Anyways, that's it. I just wanted to talk about breakfast. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and watch my other videos. Thank you.